Chosen one, the big day, August 21st. The beginning of a legend. Something extraordinary is aligning in the unseen. August 21st is not just a day marked on the calendar. It is a spiritual turning point, a cosmic appointment, a destiny-charged moment. This isn't hype or exaggeration. It is a divine activation of something that has been hidden, nurtured, and divinely timed. You chosen one are standing at the gates of one of the most significant moments of your lifetime. You've walked through deserts and storms. You've survived seasons of silence, rejection, and visibility. But now August 21st brings with it a vibration unlike anything you felt before, because this is the beginning of a legend. Your legend, August 21st, was written into your timeline before you were even born. Your tears, your prayers, your inner transformation have all led to this exact alignment. You may have sensed something shifting. Maybe you've been waking up at strange hours. Maybe your energy has felt on edge. Maybe everything around you has felt like it's falling apart or vibrating uncontrollably. That's not chaos, it's spiritual construction. Your life isn't collapsing, it's realigning to prepare the stage. Because legends are not born in peace. They are forged in fire, they rise in the ruins. And this right now is the moment when the spotlight starts to shift onto you. You weren't called to be ordinary. That feeling inside you that told you that you were different, it wasn't wrong, it was prophecy. And August 21st is the day when the prophecy begins to unfold out loud. This is no longer about silent strength or hidden gifts. This is about the world beginning to feel the weight of your presence. The legend doesn't just walk in. It echoes, it changes the frequency of the room. And that's what you're stepping into. The birth of a sound, a movement. A timeline where everything begins to move in your favor slowly, surely unstoppable. Before we go deeper into this divine message, I ask you from my heart to stay with this video until the very end. This isn't a coincidence that you found this message. It's your soul responding to something eternal. If you feel the shift already awakening in your spirit, write your warmest wishes in the comments and include 99 and 777, the sacred numbers of release and spiritual alignment. These aren't just symbols, they're divine confirmations. And if you haven't already, subscribe now for this glory journey. Because once this begins, the blessings, the signs, the miracles, they will not stop. You must understand that legends are never born without warfare. Behind every legend is a story the world tried to erase. You know what it's like to carry invisible wounds, to smile while breaking, to keep walking when your spirit was limping. That was your training, that was your refining fire. August 21st is not about finally becoming someone. It's about realizing that you've been that someone all along. The doors that once refused to open will now swing wide. The people who underestimated you will be stunned by your rise. The opportunities that seemed too far are now being magnetized toward your name. Why? Because the spiritual clock has struck. All this time, the divine realm has been setting things in place like dominoes. Each trial, each tear, each betrayal, each lonely night, it wasn't wasted. The heavens were scripting the plot twist. They needed you to be ready for the kind of spotlight that doesn't just illuminate, it transforms. August 21st is the moment when the curtain lifts. But this isn't a performance. This is power, this is divine remembrance. Your soul remembering who you are, your ancestors cheering you on, your angels clearing the way, your timeline bending in your favor. You are not stepping into the season the same way you stepped into others. Something about your energy has shifted. You're not explaining yourself anymore. You're not shrinking for anyone's comfort. You're not questioning your worth. You're not begging for clarity. You are walking into August 21st with clarity. As your shadow, you are speaking less. Hearing more, you are trusting your instincts, obeying your intuition, and aligning with your soul's deeper knowing. That is the beginning of a legend. Not in noise, but in presence. Not in proving, but in becoming. This day may look ordinary on the surface, but the energy that is moving beneath it is anything but. There are certain days that heaven earmarks. Days when the veil between what is and what could be is at its thinnest. August 21st is such a day. A thin place, a day where the unseen becomes visible, where the inner world affects the outer world, where the thoughts you dare to believe manifest into matter. This is why it's critical that you guard your frequency. Right now, your energy is the womb for this legend. Do not let anything lower your vibration. You are not available for confusion, for comparison, for manipulation. Your story is divine and your season is now. There are people who once doubted you that will be forced to watch you rise. But this isn't about revenge. This is about revelation. They'll realize that you were never the problem. You were the prophecy. You were not overreacting. You were overhearing the future. And now that future is unfolding. August 21st is when heaven makes a declaration that the one they tried to bury was actually a seed, that the one they overlooked was carrying the oil, that the one they mocked in silence will rise in front of crowds, not for applause but for purpose. This is not a peak, it's a beginning. And beginnings carry pressure, power and precision. Be intentional with your words on this day. Be selective with who has access to your energy. Protect your schedule, protect your thoughts. Protect your peace, something sacred is happening. And your obedience, your alignment, your presence, it all matters. You're not just stepping into a day. You're stepping into your name. The name written in fire, the name that cannot be erased. The name whispered in heaven and feared in hell. You chosen one are walking into the legend your soul has been craving. The universe has been watching in silence, and now the silence is breaking. The winds are shifting. The vibration of time is no longer linear for you. August 21st is not waiting for your readiness. It's inviting your remembrance. You were never meant to walk this earth and simply survive. You were designed to leave imprints, to alter atmospheres, to move with such clarity that the unseen bends in response to your steps. And this day, this is when your echo begins to reverberate beyond your known world. There's a moment in every divine journey when heaven stops hiding you. It is not because you are suddenly worthy, but because the world is finally ready for the light you carry. You see, chosen one, heaven has protected your visibility for a reason. You've been concealed, not rejected. Delayed, not denied. All this time, the universe has been guarding your exposure so that your emergence would be unstoppable, undeniable, and unshakable. August 21st is that emergence. The shift won't be loud, but it will be felt. You may not see fireworks. You may not hear trumpets. But inside your spirit, you will know it's starting. A sense of divine certainty will settle into your bones. This is what alignment feels like. This is the absence of confusion. This is clarity walking beside you. Your thoughts won't race, your heart won't tremble. There will be a strange stillness, like the silence right before the first drop of rain. Except this time, it's not rain. It's rain, your rain. Your time to walk with the authority of the one who knows. They were sent, the past tried to define you. But August 21st isn't about who you were. It's about who you've become. The version of you that fought through depression, loneliness, spiritual exhaustion, and betrayal is now the version standing on sacred ground. And this version doesn't need outside confirmation. You are confirmation, you are the sign. You are the alignment. You are the miracle others have been praying to meet. That's why the energy around you is so intense right now, because you're no longer dreaming about becoming. You are embodying. August 21st is a spiritual coronation. Not with crowns and gold, but with purpose and presence. Heaven is anointing you not to impress, but to impact. You've gone through too much pain just to live quietly. You've been through too many breakdowns, not to walk in breakthroughs. The shift is not just in the atmosphere, it's in you, the way you carry yourself, the way you breathe, the way you speak. You're no longer negotiating with your identity. You're no longer hiding behind fear. You are finally allowing yourself to be seen, not by everyone, but by the right ones. There will be moments on this day where the timing will feel perfect. A message, a call, a sudden opportunity, a conversation that feels strangely aligned. It won't be coincidence. That is the universe responding to your activation. That is divine feedback from the realm that sees what you've done. In the dark, you've planted seeds in silence. And now the harvest is public. The transformation wasn't for applause. It was for positioning, and now you're positioned. There's no need to rush. Legends don't panic. They pace, they observe. They allow. August 21st is not about hustling harder. It's about aligning deeper. What's yours will recognize you. What's yours will not bypass you. That relationship, that career move, that platform, that financial breakthrough, it already has your name on it. This is not the season of convincing or chasing. This is the season of commanding. Not by force, but by frequency. Let them stare, let them wonder how you're still glowing. After all you've been through, let them feel the tension of your silence. Let them ask how you got back up after that heartbreak, that loss, that betrayal. The answer is simple: you were never meant to stay down. Gravity pulled you, but grace lifted you. And now grace is leading you. This is not just a comeback. This is a divine announcement. You'll feel the resistance rise again, but this time you won't respond the same. Because legends are no longer reactive. They're strategic. You'll choose your peace over proving your point. You'll walk away without explaining yourself. You'll listen more to your soul than to the noise of others' opinions. You'll be guided by inner truth, not outer approval. That's what makes you different. That's what makes you legendary. This is not a fluke. You didn't stumble into this alignment. You were called, handpicked, set apart, and this day, August 21st, is the day when the divine timeline begins to shout what your spirit has known all along. All delays, detours, and dead ends were part of the blueprint. They weren't meant to destroy you. They were meant to direct you. Every door that closed, every plan that collapsed, every friend who vanished, it was all divine editing. And now what's left is pure, holy fire, forged purpose. The old you was tolerated. The real you will be celebrated. But you must carry this day with awareness. Don't just exist through it. Move through it like one who knows heaven is watching. Speak like one whose words bend realities. Choose like one who understands timing is sacred. Because when the legend begins, there's no going back. There is only forward. Only deeper, only higher. You don't need another sign. You are the sign. The confirmation you've been asking for isn't external. It's written inside your being. And August 21st is when everything that's been dormant inside you rises to the surface. There's no more delay. No more deter. This isn't about one day. This is about today. This is the moment where all of heaven, all of history, all of your lineage aligns and whispers into your soul. It's time. The people around you might not feel it. They might not understand why you're quiet, why you've withdrawn, why you're pacing your energy like it's sacred. But you feel it. You know something is moving. Something is breaking through. Your body feels the divine weight of this day. Your soul keeps nudging you, reminding you to pause, to breathe, to listen, because this is not just about one breakthrough. It's about everything shifting at once: identity, purpose, finances, influence, healing. You're not just being elevated, You're being unleashed, you've done the work. The internal work, the kind no one ever saw. The nights you cried in silence, but still woke up and carried light. The days you doubted everything, but still chose faith. The moments you felt invisible, but still stayed kind. That was sacred, that wasn't weakness. It was soul endurance, it was divine strength. And now the heavens are responding to your consistency, to your purity, to your endurance. This is your divine reward, and no one can interfere with what's being released for you now. But legends don't just receive. They recognize the moment. They feel when the frequency of time bends. They don't need crowds or confirmation to believe that something eternal has entered the room. That's what August 21st is. The moment the room changes. The moment your presence begins to pull things into orbit. You won't need to beg, you won't need to over-explain. You'll walk into spaces and the energy will rise because you walked in alignment. That's power, that's legend energy. And don't be surprised when resistance rises too, because when the atmosphere shifts, not everything can breathe in your new altitude. Some things will fall off. Some people will distance themselves. Some energies will try to confuse you. But now you'll recognize the test quicker. You won't fight battles that aren't yours. You won't chase what was never aligned. You'll smile and release, you'll bless and walk away. Because your soul is tuned in to entertain distractions in this holy hour. On this day you might feel strange waves, emotional bursts, tears that come without a clear reason, sudden waves of peace, or even a heaviness in your chest. These are not random, these are spiritual contractions. The old version of you is being shed. The spiritual armor you've been crafting is now wrapping itself around your name. The version of you that was humble, quiet, and behind the scenes is now ready to walk with presence. No pride, no ego. Just clarity, and you won't need to declare it loudly. You'll become it quietly. Your alignment will do the talking. Your energy will enter the room before you speak. Your vibration will answer questions before you open your mouth. This is what spiritual royalty looks like. It doesn't try to convince. It just is. It moves with grace. It flows with peace. It rests in the certainty that nothing sent by heaven can be intercepted by man. Some of you will receive news on August 21st. A breakthrough you've been waiting for. A message that changes everything. A yes where you once heard no. But even if the external world doesn't immediately shift, know this: the internal shift has already occurred. And that inner change is the signal that the external must now follow. The frequency of your soul is rising, and your reality must obey the laws of divine resonance. What you carry now can no longer be hidden. And as you continue walking through this day, remember, this isn't just about what you receive. This is about who you become while receiving it. This is about carrying the responsibility of the blessing with grace, about staying grounded in spirit while rising in status, about being an embodiment of light in a world starving for authenticity, because that's what real legends do. They don't chase spotlights. They become the light. You were born for such a time as this. Every whisper in your spirit was accurate. Every inner knowing was real. Every instinct that told you to keep going wasn't random, it was divine programming. And now that programming is unlocking something so rare, so profound, that even you won't fully understand it in this moment, but you will feel it. The sensation that everything is sinking, that the delays made sense, that the universe was never against you. It was preparing you for right now. You are not standing at the beginning of a chapter. You are standing at the beginning of a legacy. One that won't just affect your life, but generations. One that carries divine weight, sacred fire, and ancestral backing. August 21st was meant to happen. and you were meant to rise on this day. You may not realize it yet, but everything you touch from this day forward will begin to shift. There's a glow forming around you, an invisible fire, a silent roar, a frequency too high for confusion, too pure for imitation. August 21st is not just a turning point in your story. It is a spiritual flag planted in the ground. From this moment forward, your footsteps echo. Every move you make creates ripple effects you can't even begin to see yet. This is the origin point of your next dimension. And it doesn't matter who noticed you before today. It doesn't matter who ignored you, doubted you, gossiped about you, or laughed at your vision. They were never the gatekeepers. They were simply mirrors, showing you where your energy no longer belonged. Their absence made room for your alignment. And now the gate is open. The river is flowing, the blessing is pouring. Because August 21st is not about who accepts you. It's about what awakens within you. That's why you might feel a strange detachment today. Like the old version of you has already dissolved. You're not overreacting, you're releasing. You're shedding the mindset that kept you in survival. You're stepping out of the personality that was shaped by trauma. You're rewriting your identity based on purpose, not pain. You don't have to prove you're strong anymore. You are strong, and now your strength is silent. It doesn't need a fight to prove it exists. It just moves peacefully, boldly. Like water finding its path, this is also a day of divine editing. Don't be surprised if certain people fade, plans cancel, or doors close. Don't mourn the loss. This is the hand of God, cutting away anything that cannot carry the weight of your new frequency. Some relationships were assignments, not alignments. Some jobs were placeholders, not platforms. Some dreams were too small for your true power. And August 21st is your upgrade. Notice you're not being punished. You're being positioned. If you feel emotional, honor that. If you feel still, trust it. If you feel nothing at all, don't panic. Sometimes the biggest activations happen quietly, like a seed cracking underground before it ever pierces the soil. That's what today is: a crack in the timeline, a breach in the pattern, an interruption in your past. The version of you that kept shrinking to fit into small rooms no longer exists. You are not here to be understood. You are here to be remembered. From this day, your value is not up for negotiation. You don't discount your light. You don't dilute your vision. You don't second-guess your path. You walk like you've been sent. You speak like you carry fire in your lungs. You rest like someone who knows heaven is handling the weight. You align not just with who you are, but with who you're becoming. Because August 21st isn't just a chapter. It's a compass. It points you toward everything you were too afraid to believe in before. Let others talk. Let them misunderstand. Let them watch from a distance. You don't need validation. You need vibration. And your vibration is no longer waiting for permission. It's expanding, it's attracting, it's magnetizing. Because when you honor the call on your life, life honors you back in whispers, in miracles, in divine timing, in open doors that seem to defy logic. That's what awaits you now. The blessings that feel like destiny, not effort. You've paid the cost in silence. You've endured the refining fires. You've walked away from what was easy in order to claim what was eternal. And now the reward is not just material. It's spiritual. It's peace that cannot be shaken. It's clarity that cannot be questioned. It's presence that shifts environments. That's the true evidence of this transformation. You don't just feel different. You are different. You are what happens when purpose matures in silence. This legend isn't about crowds. It's about impact. You may never know how many people you're about to influence How many souls you'll awaken just by being fully yourself. You weren't created to fit in. You were created to disrupt, to disturb the cycle, to challenge the darkness. And August 21st is when you stop apologizing for it. You stop holding back. You stop over-explaining the fire within you. Because fire doesn't ask for permission. It just burns. And what's ahead of you now requires full surrender. No more shrinking, no more doubting. No more negotiating with fear. You're not who you used to be. And you'll never go back to that version again. You're done living beneath your calling. You're done playing small. You're done waiting for signs. When you are the sign, the breakthrough you once begged for is now walking beside you. Not as a dream, but as a reality. This is the day when everything turns inward. When what's been planted starts to push through the soil. When the timing, the trials, the tears, all of it finally makes sense. And even if the world can't see the full picture yet, you feel it, that's enough. That knowing is the fuel. That inner awareness is your new navigation. You're not being led by fear anymore. You're being led by light now. You walk in it not with arrogance, but with assurance, not for attention, but for alignment, not to prove anything, but to live everything you were born to live. Your presence will now unlock doors your voice never had to ask for. Your inner peace will become your loudest influence. Your movement through the world will become sacred, intentional, sharp, and undeniably magnetic. You'll begin to notice your power in the smallest of ways. The conversations you no longer tolerate. The spaces you no longer feel drawn to. The instincts you now honor instantly. That's because your DNA has changed. You're not just living anymore. You're leading not by position, but by presence, by purity, by inner fire. This is where elevation meets responsibility. This is where favor requires focus. You must protect this alignment. You must protect your time, your energy, your thoughts, your circle. Not everyone can walk with you from here. Not everything can go with you from here. Some things were seasonal. Some were sent to awaken you. But now they've done their job. And you are free to rise without guilt. You don't owe explanations. You don't owe closure, you owe your soul truth. And the truth is, you're chosen not because you're better, but because you're aligned, because you were willing, because you endured, because you stayed kind when it would have been easier to grow bitter, because you healed what tried to break you, because you didn't give up, even when the light disappeared. And now the light is back stronger, brighter, eternal. So if you've been waiting for a message, a permission slip, a final confirmation, this is it. Heaven has spoken. The angels have surrounded you. The path has been cleared. The time is now. And the story that will be told of your life from this day forward will not just be powerful. It will be legendary. August 21st is not the destination. It's the door. Walk through it like the entire sky is watching. Because it is, and the legend begins now. The legend has begun, and there's no turning back. August 21st was never just a date. It was a divine doorway, and you've stepped through it. From this moment forward, your energy will speak louder than your words. Your presence will shift rooms. What once delayed you will now elevate you. Keep walking in alignment. Keep trusting the unseen, and protect this new version of you. With everything you have, the battles are over. The rise has started. You're not hoping anymore. You're living it. You're not becoming. You are, and as the world begins to witness what heaven already knows, never forget this is just the beginning. Legends don't end, they expand. So breathe deep, chosen one. Your time has come, let the rest of your life tell the story that started today. Let it roar, let it shine. Let it echo through eternity.